Here is Mr. Kevin, and as you can, oh my goodness, he is, as you can see, he is shedding, and he's really active because he's itchy, and he is about ready to go into a soaking bath to help with his itching problem. And bearded dragons, excuse me, bearded dragons, before they shed, turn white, just like an opaque white, and it will be in patches almost always. Like they'll just have like a random patch here, or maybe like his tail will be like from here to here. And a real common one is here, along their little scales, especially as they mature. And he's a juvenile male bearded dragon, and you can't tell their gender until they get a little bit older. But anyway, here he is shedding on his toes and wrist. Now, one thing here, if they are shedding, if they're like right there on their toes, you want to be really careful and make sure all of that skin comes off, and just kind of check, make sure it comes off. You can see, don't pick it off, but if it, right there, if it doesn't come off, it can form like a constricting circle, and they can actually get the blood flow cut off and lose their toe. And that'll happen sometimes on the end of their tail. I've seen some of those cases. And here he is shedding, and he's been opaque white, like a milky white, for I'd say about a week. And here, you can hear that sounds like Kevin. And actually, that feels good to him because he's itching and he wants the skin off, and you don't want to pull it off. You have to make sure it's really dry. And see, he's shedding right here, real common. Sorry, I need my nails done. I'm not gonna pull it, but just like little caps, it'll pop off all along their scales and literally their whole body. And that includes their little ear coverings and the little holes in their nostrils. Gently petting. And his ear. There's your ear. Oh, I'll cover your eyes up. Okay, that's right. I know. Little. It's right behind their eye. Right there. Oh my goodness, what's happening? And since he's like this, see his little face. He's not happy. So what I'm going to do is give him a soak. See how his posture is really stiff, in a warm bath. And I already have prepared that for him. And for size reference, there's a quarter. Oh my goodness. I know. You go. No. Oh, no. No. I know you want up. I know you want. And he's thirsty, too. See how he's instantly drinking? And I'll kind of tap the head a little bit. Sometimes they'll get kind of overexcited. The water will splash on them, and they'll lap, but they're lapping in air. So make sure they know where the water level is. And look for this part right here moving, and you'll see that kind of undulating a little bit, and that shows that they're actually swallowing, and you know they're drinking. And I like to give mine soaks about every 3 days. And usually if they're thirsty, they'll immediately go down for the water. And what they'll do is raise up their back legs and lower their head down. And that's what they would do in the wild, because the dew will kind of form on their backs, and it would run down here, and they'd be able to lap it up. So you don't want the water level any more than, see here, it's about a 1/2 inch. And again, size reference, here's a quarter. And I'm gonna let him soak. What I'll do, it's nice and warm. It's not hot, but it's about, I'd say not lukewarm, but slightly above. And see how he's milky here? He's gonna shed right here too. Probably be a few days, but if you soak them, the more often you soak them, the more often they'll shed the skin. It'll be easier for them to shed. And if I think they're thirsty too, and they're not drinking right when I put them in, you just kind of take the water and dab it on their body, and maybe 1 or 2 drops on their head. See how he's enjoying the water. Look at your little face. Oh no, he wants to climb out on my wrist. Now, some bearded dragons Again, based on their personality, like water and some don't. And he's about mediocre. And also, if they're really active like that, that may mean that they have to go to the bathroom. So FYI, they're super, super active. They probably need to go to the bathroom, or they just want to exercise. And see how soft this is now. And see, I'm barely touching it, and it's coming off on its own. And don't ever want to force it off. See, even by the water, see, it's kind of coming off. And just be warned, if he's in the tank and he has skin kind of pulling off of him or peeling off of him, also the other lizards are attracted to it and they will come over to eat it. And it also provides them with nutrients. Obviously, it seems kind of gross, but they'll eat the skin. And they will also eat it if it's on the lizard. Accidentally, of course, but they'll nip the lizard sometimes. They're trying to pull the skin off. So if you can, separate them out until he finishes shedding, but just keep that in mind, FYI. Some of the lizards are more nippy than others.